You've been lifting for 6 months, maybe a year. You can squat 225, maybe even 245 on a good day. You see guys throwing 3 plates on the bar like it's nothing, and you think, I'll be there soon. But here's the thing. You won't. Not with what you're doing right now. And I'm going to tell you exactly why, plus give you the actual system to get there. Look, I get it. You're making progress. You started squatting just the bar. Now you're moving real weight. But somewhere between 225 and 275, you hit this invisible wall. You grind out the same numbers week after week. Maybe add 5 pounds here and there, but 315 feels like it's in another universe. Meanwhile, there's that guy who weighs less than you, casually repping 3 plates like he's warming up. The worst part? You start thinking it's genetics, or age, or your long femurs, or some other excuse that lets you off the hook. But here's the truth. Most people won't tell you. It's not about any of that. It's about 3 specific things you're not doing. And before you click away thinking this is another generic just squat more video, let me ask you something. Do you even know what's actually limiting your squat right now? Because I guarantee it's not what you think. I was stuck at 265 for 8 months. 8 months of grinding, trying harder, getting nowhere. Then I fixed these exact problems, and I hit 295 3 weeks later. Same legs, different approach. So stick with me here, because understanding why you're stuck is the first step to getting unstuck. Here's what your current training probably looks like. You walk into the gym, feel good, maybe hit a heavy single or triple. Next week you're tired, so you do some lighter sets. The week after, you go heavy again because you feel strong. Sound familiar? Congratulations. You're running the How I Feel Today program. And that program has gotten exactly 0 people to 315. Let me break down the math for you. To go from 225 to 315, you need to add about 90 pounds to your squat. If you're adding weight randomly whenever you feel like it, that's going to take you years, literal years. But if you add 10 to 15 pounds every 6 to 8 weeks consistently, you're looking at hitting 315 within a year. That's not much per session, but it requires actual planning, not motivation, planning. Your body is like a business. It responds to consistent investment, not random deposits. You can't just throw money at it whenever you feel rich and expect it to grow. You need a budget, a schedule, a system. Same thing with your squat. You need to lift heavy enough to force adaptation, but not so heavy that you can't recover. And you need to do this 2 to 3 times per week, every week, following an actual plan. Here's what nobody tells you about strength training. Your body doesn't care about your 1 rep max attempts. It cares about accumulated stress over time. 1 hard session doesn't build strength. 10 hard sessions in a row with proper progression, that builds strength. But most people treat every session like a max out day, then wonder why they plateau. The pattern that actually works? 1 heavy day where you're working at 85 to 90% of your max. 1 moderate day at 70 to 80%. And optionally, 1 technique day at 65 to 75%. That's the structure that builds real strength without destroying you in the process. And no, you can't just max out every session. I tried that. You know what happened? I got strong for exactly 2 weeks, then spent the next month feeling like I got hit by a truck. My squat dropped to 245. My knees hurt. I was cranky enough to argue with the guy at the gym who was just asking if I was done with the squat rack. My girlfriend asked if I was okay, because I kept limping around the apartment. It was pathetic. I see you in the comments already. But Winnie, I need to train heavy to get strong. Cool. You're right. But heavy is relative to your program, not your ego. If you can't complete your prescribed reps with good technique, the weight is too heavy for that day. You're not impressing anyone by grinding out a half rep and wrecking your recovery for the next week. That's not training smart. That's just training stupid with extra weight. Still with me? Good. Because this next part is where most people's squat actually breaks down, and it has nothing to do with your leg strength. You think weak quads are stopping you from squatting 315. But I'm about to show you why your squat is actually failing in a completely different place. And it's a place you can fix in 2 weeks. Here's what nobody tells you about heavy squats. The weight doesn't care about your quads. I mean, yes, your quads have to be strong enough. But here's the thing. When people fail a 315 squat, it's almost never because their legs gave out. Watch any failed attempt. The weight crushes their upper back first. Their torso folds forward, and then the legs can't finish the rep. Every single time. Your upper back is the shelf that holds the bar. If that shelf collapses, your quads don't matter. It's like trying to build a house on sand. Doesn't matter how strong the walls are if the foundation can't handle the load. The bar wins. You lose. So we need to build that shelf. And we need to teach your body to create full body tension, not just leg strength. This is the bracing sequence that'll immediately add 20 to 30 pounds to your squat if you're currently doing it wrong. And trust me, you're probably doing it wrong. First, big breath into your belly, not your chest. You're trying to push your stomach out against a belt, even if you're not wearing one yet. This creates intra-abdominal pressure that stabilizes your entire torso. Second, squeeze your upper back like you're trying to bend the bar across your shoulders. Pull those shoulder blades together hard. Third, pull your elbows down and forward. This creates lat tension that locks the bar in place. Fourth, before you descend, think push the floor apart with your feet. This activates your glutes and keeps your knees tracking properly. I know this sounds like a lot, but here's the truth. If you can't maintain tension with 225, you have zero chance at 315. The heavier the weight, the more precise your setup has to be. There's no margin for error when you've got 300 plus pounds on your back. I spent 4 months adding weight to my squat, got to 285, and it felt like I was dying every rep. My lower back hurt. My knees felt unstable. Every session was a grind. Then my coach watched me squat and said, "Your upper back looks like a wet noodle." Fixed my bracing, and I hit 295. 3 weeks later, feeling more stable than my old 265. Same legs. Different setup. Same body. Different system. Now let me rapid fire the technical errors that are killing your squat right now. Chest breathing instead of belly breathing. You'll fold forward every time. Loose upper back. The bar will crush you halfway up. Looking up at the ceiling. Hyperextends your back and kills your brace. Descending too fast. You lose all tension at the bottom. Not pushing through the sticking point. The hardest part is halfway up, not the bottom. And that's where weak bracing gets exposed. Record your heavy sets. I'm serious. Every single person thinks their form is better than it is. You'll watch the video and see your back rounding, your knees caving, your chest dropping. It's not fun to watch, but it's necessary because you can't fix what you can't see. And here's the thing. You could have perfect technique tomorrow and still be stuck at 265 a year from now. Because perfect technique means nothing if you're running the wrong program. The program that got you to 225, it's not the same program that'll get you to 315. Your body adapted to beginner gains. Now it needs a different stimulus. So let me show you exactly what that looks like. 3 days per week. You can fit this into whatever split you're running. Upper lower, push-pull legs, full body, whatever. Just make sure you have at least one rest day between squat sessions. Your central nervous system needs time to recover from heavy loading. Your first session each week is heavy day. Back squat, 3 sets of 3 to 5 reps at 85 to 90% of your current max. The goal here is quality reps. If your technique breaks down, stop the set. Don't chase numbers with bad form. After your main work, follow with pause squats. 3 sets of 5 reps at 70%. Pause for 2 full seconds at the bottom. This builds starting strength and teaches you to maintain tension in the hole. Second session is where you build volume. Back squat, 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps at 75 to 80%. This is your muscle building day. More reps, still heavy enough to matter. Follow with front squats, 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Front squats build your upper back and core strength, which directly carries over to your back squat stability. Third session focuses on speed and precision. Back squat, 5 sets of 3 reps at 70%, focusing on explosive speed out of the hole. Or substitute with variations. Box squats, tempo squats with a 3-second descent. The point is practicing perfect movement patterns under moderate load. Every 2 weeks, add 5 to 10 pounds to your heavy day max. That's it. Not every session. Not every week. Every 2 weeks. Do the math with me. Starting at 225, adding 10 pounds every 2 weeks equals 260 in 8 weeks, 295 in 16 weeks, 315 in 20 weeks. 5 months. That's realistic. That's achievable. That's how strength actually builds. But Winnie, I want it faster. Yeah, I did too. You know what I got? Injured. Stuck. Frustrated. Spinning my wheels for months because I kept trying to force progress that my body wasn't ready for. You're playing the long game here. Slow progress beats no progress. Consistent progress beats explosive bursts followed by crashes. After your main squats, do these accessories and only these. Core work, planks, ab wheel, dead bugs. 3 sets, 2 to 3 times per week. Your core stabilizes everything. Romanian deadlifts or good mornings. 3 sets of 8 to 10. Builds your posterior chain and prevents you from getting folded forward. Lunges or split squats. 3 sets of 10 per leg. Fixes imbalances that show up under heavy load. That's it. No leg extensions. No random machines. Stop trying to add fancy exercises. Master the basics first. Build the foundation. Then worry about decorating the house. Now, let's be real for a second. Some of you won't hit 315 in 5 months. Maybe you're starting from 185, not 225. Maybe you're 50 years old with cranky knees. Maybe you're a smaller guy who needs to gain 20 pounds of body weight first. That's fine. The system still works. It just takes longer. And you know what? That's still progress. That's still you getting stronger every month instead of spinning your wheels doing random workouts. But here's where people mess up, even with a solid program. You can follow every exercise, hit every rep scheme, nail your technique, and still plateau if you ignore what happens outside the gym. Because squatting heavy 3 times a week tears your body down. Recovery is where you actually get stronger. If you're not sleeping 7 to 8 hours minimum, you're sabotaging everything. Your strength gains happen during recovery, not during the workout. When you sleep, your body repairs muscle tissue, your nervous system recovers, and your hormones rebalance. Skip sleep, and you're basically trying to build muscle with one hand tied behind your back. I learned this the hard way. I tried to run this program while sleeping 5 to 6 hours because I was working late and waking up early for the gym. My squat went up for 3 weeks, then stalled for 6. I couldn't figure out what was wrong. My form was good. My programming was solid. Then I fixed my sleep schedule, started getting 8 hours consistently, and broke through my plateau in 2 weeks. Your body isn't a machine you can just push harder. It's a system that needs maintenance. Real talk about body weight. If you weigh 150 and you're trying to squat 315, you probably need to gain weight. Not 50 pounds. But 15 to 20 pounds of solid mass will make this significantly easier. Heavier lifters have more muscle to move the weight and more structural stability under the bar. You don't have to get fat. Just stop trying to stay shredded while chasing strength goals. Eat enough protein, 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. Don't overthink it. Just hit that number across 3 to 4 meals per day. If you're trying to build strength in a calorie deficit, you're making it way harder than it needs to be. Slight surplus or maintenance calories, that's the sweet spot. Feed your training. As for equipment, you don't need a belt yet. Build to 275 raw first. Learn to create tension without external support. A belt is a tool, not a crutch. Once you can brace properly without one, then add a belt for your heavy sets above 85%. The belt teaches you to brace harder by giving your abs something to push against, but only if you already know how to brace in the first place. Time frame expectations. From 225 to 315, 4 to 6 months if you're consistent and your technique is solid. From 185 to 315, 8 to 12 months. From complete beginner to 315, 18 to 24 months. These are realistic numbers based on natural lifters following intelligent programming. Anyone promising faster results is either lying or selling you something that comes with health consequences. Everything I just gave you works, but only if you actually do it consistently, and that's where most people fall apart. So let's recap the 3 things that'll get you to 315. 1. A structured program with heavy, moderate, and light days. Not random workouts based on how you feel. Not maxing out whenever you walk into the gym feeling strong. Actual planned progression every 2 weeks. 2. Technical mastery of bracing and upper back tension. Your squat isn't failing because of weak legs. It's failing because you're collapsing under the bar. Fix your setup, and you'll move weight you didn't think was possible. 3. Adequate recovery and nutrition. Sleep 7 to 8 hours. Eat enough protein. Stop trying to get shredded while building strength. Feed the process. This isn't rocket science. It's just a system. And systems work if you work them. Brick by brick. Week by week. 5 months from now, you're either loading 3 plates on the bar for the first time, or you're still stuck at 245 wondering why nothing's changing. The difference isn't genetics. It's not your age or your bone structure or any other excuse. It's whether you followed a plan or kept winging it. Most people will watch this, nod their head, and do nothing. They'll keep running their random workouts. They'll keep ego lifting. They'll keep blaming everything except their lack of structure. Don't be like most people. Here's what you do today. Write down your current squat max. Take a video of your next heavy set and watch it. Actually watch it. Choose which 3 days this week you're squatting and put them in your calendar. That's it. 3 small actions that start the process. No excuses. No waiting for the perfect moment. No, I'll start next Monday. 315 isn't some mythical number reserved for genetic freaks. It's just consistent work applied intelligently over time. You already have everything you need. Now go use it.